Hey.
So...
What's going on?
Akka and Hexxus sort of bailed tonight. And now we're here taking over.
And the beard is getting everywhere.
How are you guys doing?
I've gotten some gray.
Yes, you do. Well, you are like an immortal zombie, so...
I'm Cowboy Vigo.
Cowboy Vigo the Carpathian.
Cowboy Vigo the Carpathian. I'm trying to get drunk
Hey,
right now.
Mikey.
Don't worry, I won't
Hey, Cosmo.
Won't send anybody any weird text or anything like that.
Yeah, he will. Hey, Natalie.
Hi, Natalie.
Hey. Hi, Liz, whoever the hell you are.
Liz has some nice titties, I'll tell you that right now.
Woo!
Phew.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, almost died.
Yeah. How about stop trying to open beers with knives?
That's how Cowboy Vigo does it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I hear Hexxus and Akka bailed tonight. That's right. You're right. So...
Ha ha ha.
No! He's shadow banned.
From what? How do you get a shadow ban?
I don't know. So he's using his Michael Aubrey page.
Oh.
Stephen P. Kitty Cat! Hello! So tonight, we are going to be talking about Bruno Lüdke.
Another one Liz found that I actually have not too much of an understanding on it.
The rascally undead.
Yeah. Who's undead? I'm immortal.
Hi, Zool. How are you?
Hi, Zol.
All right, so let's get into this.
I'm going to get this beer open.
I know. Eventually. So, Bruno Lüdke was born April 3rd, 1908 in Köpenick, Berlin, Germany. And he died April 8th, 1944 in Vienna, Austria. Victims, supposedly 51. Span of crimes would be from 1928 to 1943. I just saw that pop from the corner of my eye.
I did. I got the beer open with a
The
knife.
date that he was apprehended, we totally have a church key like right there.
Are we in communist Russia? No, we're in America.
No,
and
but
we open
are,
beers.
We are talking about Nazis.
We open
Did you
beers
just put a
with
knife in my
knives.
face?
Sorry.
So, he was apprehended March 18th, 1943. And his parents were Emma Lüdke and Otto Lüdke.
Zol, piss off at my boss.
Well, undead, half dead, whatever. Hey, Ange!
Hey, Ange!
What's up?
Where's
All right.
Kisa?
I don't know. Somebody send Kisa the thing.
Someone send Kisa the thing. I'll do it in a second here.
Kisa! All right, so he was considered to be a serial killer, serial rapist, necrophile, and according to them, he was mentally retarded.
Someone say necrophile?
Yes, necrophile. Now, keep in mind, around this time, there was the Nazi occupation of Germany. We are going to be talking about Nazis. So if this offends you, suck it up, Buttercup. But I guess for those weak of constitution, warning! The related content may be disturbing to some individuals. Also, warning, this video contains super awesome content not suitable for people who do not enjoy super awesomeness. Viewer discretion is advised.
Who wants to take bets on who's going to complain?
Hey, Cosmo!
Hey, Cosmo!
Let's see. I'd love to hang out with the dude. He's probably a lot cooler than Hex. Sheesh, Hex never fixed my time glitch.
That's what we do.
Yay!
That's what I do.
Sent to Kisa. Alright, let's get into this. So, Nox Vendor Tufelkam.
The Knox vendor.
They considered him to be Nox Vendor Tufelkam.
Oh, I just thought there was a Knox vendor in town again.
Deranged is more like it. So, and it has been affirmed that Lüdke is supposed to be one of Germany's worst serial killers ever. Attempts to reopen the case. Well, stop.
Aside from the Nazis.
Aside from
the
Hitler.
death's head.
I don't know, just thinking, even Himmler, even, I don't know, the fucking angel of death. Jesus Christ. I'm offended! Offended? Sit down and shut up. Okay. So, they actually tried to reopen this case. Many from the German International Affairs Division, called the Kriminalrat Fallhaber, but it yielded no results. The true nature of... Oh, I'm not going to get to that part. Boom. Because that gives a little something away. So, Bruno Lüdke, a German serial killer who may have actually murdered more than 80 people, although he is commonly regarded as the continental Europe's deadliest serial killer. Some criminologists actually question the scale of his activity, maintaining that many of his confessions were coerced. So, Lüdke was a drifter and a petty theft with some sadistic urges. His murders, which often involved sexual crimes, began in 1928 and continued for about 15 years. Many notorious cases of serial murder took place in Germany in the 1920s, perhaps because the economy and the political chaos of the period made it easy for killers to find victims who would disappear and never be missed. Or at least they wouldn't be quickly noticed. So we're talking about Peter Curtin. He also did attract enormous media attention because he became part of German popular culture at that time, just for the simple fact that he was a serial killer. But he was quite unique in his method of killing as well. Hey, Kendall!
I just invited Kendall.
Hey!
She showed up!
You're quick. Wakey, wakey, Hexxus. We have no Hexxus today, just Vigo.
There's no Hexxus today, just Vigo. Oh god, I'm gonna mess up my lips.
Someone wake the dead guy up!
No, I was like this whole time. What? Huh? That is a good beer.
I shot Mikey's bird by accident. Oh yeah, she tried to laugh and flipped him off. Hi. All right, so
why is my head lopsided? Look at this.
Because your head's lopsided. You're a zombie. It's falling apart. It happens. We'll glue it back together or staple it, at the end of this.
Vigo the cowboy Ethan.
Yes. Are you flipping me off, Nat? This is going to be a great show, guys.
Oh, hi, Kendall.
Did you already said hi, I thought.
I know, I said hi again.
Hey, Dizzy. How are you feeling?
Hey, Dizzy.
You don't have to answer that live. I just hope you're doing well.
I had what you had about a month ago, and it sucked. I'll tell you this right now. It sucked. I dropped to the ground, and Delphine here could not pick me up.
Yeah. I can't pick him up.
I fell apart.
Talk about dead weight.
But
So, during the time of Peter Curtin, actually, was when Lüdke was supposed to be active. So, he was unusual, however, in that he reportedly continued to kill well into the Nazi era, at a time when no one would expect the policing to be more effective, or I don't think effective is quite the word there. Oppressive?
well, at the time, it's the same thing we were talking about, I think, on Mother de la Mort show, the S-Bond killer.
Yes.
When we did our special on the side from Facebook. The S-Bond killer would not have been caught if he wasn't just killing German women.
Oh, yeah, if he was killing... I hate to say it this way, but at that time, considering the political...
If he was killing anybody that the Nazis...
If he was killing anybody that... Yeah, go ahead.
If he was killing anybody that the Nazis deemed unfit for society, they wouldn't have paid him no mind.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So, and then what's going on here, what we're going to get at with... what's his name again? Bruno
Lüdke.
Is that there's possibly something else going on here, and someone else they tried to pin something on him. So...
It was strange that he would have continued to kill during the Nazi regime. By the way, Mikey says, I'm quite offended. Stephen P. Kitty Cat says, your offense offends me.
Your offense offends me, sir. Good, sir.
I'm offendgante. Dizzy. On top of the kidney stones, I had some cancer removed. So, sore and stitched up. Well, I'm glad that it was removed.
Yeah, I'm glad.
And, albeit sore, I'm glad you're doing all right.
I had to power hose everything out. That's the only way I could say it. I literally chugged water and chugged it and chugged it and chugged it, and then all of a sudden everything came out. In Kentucky, what to do? Listen to y'all and chill. Oh, cool.
Hi, Brandy.
Hi, Brandy.
Sorry, I had to read your message, so I spaced for a second. Thank you for tuning in. Oh gosh. So yeah, the SS would have turned ahead if a different group was targeted. Absolutely. Yeah. Mikey is offended that you're offended that my offense is offensive. Hello. We are doing quite well. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So, characterized as mentally defective, they sterilized Lüdke under the Nazi government's eugenics policies.
That's how fucked up they were.
So, in 1943, following his arrest on a charge of murder, Lüdke confessed under duress to numerous killings, including the one that he was arrested for, claiming that most of them had been sexually motivated. Nazi authorities sent him to a Vienna hospital, where he was subjected to experimentation that ultimately led to his death, actually.
How long was he in the hospital for? Wasn't it years?
No, just about a year.
Oh, well.
They tortured him for about a year. Do you have a Luigi board?
Pargante!
Am I pergaginant?
Am I pergaginant? Am I pergaginant?
Congrats, Dizzy! He's gonna be a dad again.
Yay!
I'm squirreled today.
Swale.
Woo.
That's awesome, dude.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
So, the experimentation caused his death in 1944. So, here we go. The questioning about a new murder case comes out of the blue. The usual question for Bruno Lüdke in such a case was usually if he had ever been into a certain town or a village. Most of the time, Lüdke's first reaction to the questioning is no. Through several interviews, most of the time giving enough evidence that Lüdke doesn't know what it's all about, he is talked into confessions that would fit the case a little bit. And because of this, they'd be like, nope, you did it.
Well,
mind you,
the Nazis weren't, I mean, it was pretty easy for them to coerce people into things because it was basically just giant beatings and getting stuff out of them at the time. It wasn't,
say yes or I kill you.
pretty much.
Yeah.
That's exactly how they did things.
And you're like, yes. And then they're like, we kill you anyway.
We kill you later on after we experiment on you.
So, throughout the interviews, basically, they would ask a question, right? And he would be like, no, I've never been to that town. And they're like, liar! This is the issue. This is what you did. And he's like, I've never been to that town. No, you're lying. You've been to that town. This is what you did. And it was just over and over and over again. And
well, that's what the Nazis did.
Yes.
They just were like, nah.
Nine!
We believe you did this, and this is all for show, because they were all about drama and doing everything out in the show and doing everything in a very ritualistic manner, because they're fucked up people.
So, on top of it, in several cases, without even really interviewing him properly, they would just take him over to the location of a murder site. And they would reconstruct the situation, the scenario, and force him into doing certain things at the site of the murder. And this would force a confession because, well, you just reenacted it. So obviously you did it.
So clearly you did it.
Yeah. So,
Pissing me off.
Between the original denial and the confession, there was a minimum number of interviews that were needed, which is really odd. So if some evidence is still missing or unclear, it was stated in the final report that it was there, or anything that was missing was somehow added or somehow excused. Like, they would be like, well, we didn't find the murder weapon. Well, obviously he hid it and we're never going to find it. So, and he confessed to it. You confessed to it, right? Yeah, he confessed to it. That's kind of how it went. So, and so, by the way, Franz was the one that was interviewing him. KK Franz. Yeah. And so, his final report, the Morgenmeldung, would basically say that he did it, and it didn't matter, honestly, if he didn't do it. He twisted it to make it seem like he did.
That's the messed up. Here's the thing. At the time, them being the messed up people that they were, they still tried to like get this show trial out of this.
Yeah.
Where they could have just been like,
you did it, bye.
You know what? We're terribly evil people. Why don't we just murder him and we control the media? Why don't we just put it out in the media and just go that route? But instead, no, they made this gigantic, whatever deal about this. And now here we are, 70 some odd years later, 80 some odd years later, 90 some odd years later, talking about this guy being innocent, basically.
I didn't say that yet, but yes.
I fucked up.
That's where we're getting to, guys. I'll just go back to the top real fast and read something. Bruno Lüdke was a victim of the National Socialist Party in Germany. Police officials connected him to at least 51 murder victims, mainly women, killed in a 15-year period, which began in 1928 and ended with his arrest in 1943. He was never given a trial. And to this day is considered innocent.
That's one of the most messed up things about this, is that they
Hi,
went through all... Hi, Ronald. They went through all this crap just to make whatever out of him.
Just to make him look bad.
Just to make him look bad.
They wanted to make sure that the public saw, we're taking this bad man off the street.
When they could have just been like, oh, we just murdered him and that's that. The killing shall stop now. There's no murderer. How did I do a Russian accent on that?
Well, at least it didn't turn into Wisconsin this time.
Oh, God. Oh, I was delivering tacos today. You guys have tacos, huh?
I like tacos.
You guys like tacos?
I'm sorry if anyone's in Wisconsin.
You guys have tacos? Tacos?
Oh, boy. So, by the way, Mikey says that you're going to bust out singing Dead or Alive or Blaze of Glory, apparently.
Wanted!
All right. Stephen Peabody Cat says it wasn't me. Yeah, basically, sign this and all of it will stop.
Sign this and it will stop for now, but we will have testing. You're like,
Wink,
math
wink.
test?
Yay!
Yeah, math test. That's what we're going to have for you for the next year.
No going to the Winchester for him. Can't post that meme. I get in trouble.
I'm sorry. This reminded me of Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can't post that meme. I keep getting in trouble for that shit.
Coccicidal maniac.
No, kill
what was-
Phil. Sorry, Phil.
No. What was the cowboy? There's something Juggalo. I can't think of him.
I don't know right now.
In there, we gotta watch Shaun of the Dead again.
All right, so Franz
France!
and Lüdke.
Vive la France!
The interrogator and the interrogated. KK Franz is the only person who interrogated Bruno Lüdke during the investigations. Thus, it's no surprise that a certain bond grew between Franz and Lüdke.
Was it James Bond?
Yes.
Okay.
Resulting in a great trust of Bruno Lüdke towards KK Franz. Bruno Lüdke became convinced that Franz was the only man that he could rely on. Now, keep in mind, when they said that he was mentally retarded, that's how they phrased it.
That is actually a proper
That is the
term.
proper term. I know people get offended by that, but it's the proper term. He was simple. He was a little bit slow, okay? And he was convinced by Franz that he was the person that that Bruno could trust. Hi, Kisa.
Hey.
Hey. All right. So, hold on. On the other hand, Franz did not have the evidence other than Lüdke's confessions, and he had to take full advantage to get as much info from him as possible.
I took full advantage of someone one time. Oh. I said that out loud.
Yeah, you did. Because he's shaken, not stirred.
I thought the same thing. That way you probably heard me. James Bond.
Because he's shaken, not stirred.
I'm sorry that I just had to scroll over that part in Shaun of the Dead where they're all dooba 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 dooba. Oh, dooba 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 doo doo.
The bodies of chaos are coming for you. The bodies of chaos are coming for you.
Good morning! What the fuck just happened? I don't know what the fuck just happened, guys. Mikey, it's them!
It's them!
Oh, that was a piece of fried gold. Oh, shit. All right, back to whatever we were on.
Cocaine.
Ma, there's the bunnies. Now Kisa's doing it. I love it. All right, so he soon realized, Franz, that is,
France.
that Bruno was very feeble-minded. So by creating the right ambiance, he could get anything out of him. He could convince him to confess to anything. So one aggressive tactic that was useless, but on the other hand, an aggressive tactic was useless on him. However...
I'm sorry. I'm laughing at all this. They literally had control over the media and everything like that. They're like trying
there was
all
no
these
reason to
tactics
do all
on
this.
him.
There was no reason.
They knew they had him. They knew that he didn't do this, and they're just gonna pin this crime on him regardless. And they're still just being like, we need to try all these tactics and keep going with it. But they had control over the entire media, the narrative.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So he learned that the aggressive tactics just didn't work, but a soft approach worked out perfectly. So Lüdke, from his side, felt fairly secure due to his Clause 51. Due to this clause, he was feeble-minded and thus not responsible for his misdeeds. That's what they meant. He felt he had no reason to fear the police. If he spoke the truth, in quotations, he would get his job back and he would be home by Christmas. But another thing happened rather than
Why is it when Hexxus and Akka are on her hair, the camera works perfect? It does not blur out one bit.
It didn't blur.
It just did for a second.
Anyway.
I thought I had blood in my eyes.
So, rather than that happening, they twisted it. They got him to confess, and they sent him to Austria for testing. So, it appears that he was quite content with all the interest for him. Like, everybody, all the attention he was getting was so cool to him, because he didn't quite comprehend.
He didn't understand.
What exactly was going on. So, a man who until the 18th of March in 43 had only to deal with the police in like minor theft cases was all of a sudden the center of an enormous police interest, not only in Berlin, but all over Germany. They traveled the country with him, interviewing him, looked at him, photographed him. He had his commissar who watched over him and took care of his meals, cigarettes, anything he wanted. The whole atmosphere caused satisfaction to him. And so to continue this wonderful situation, all he had to do was talk and confess. Does it remind you of anybody?
The Spanish Inquisition.
Henry Lee Lucas.
No, this does not remind me of Henry Lee Lucas in any way, shape, or form. Because Henry Lee Lucas actually did kill about 2 people.
But what I'm saying is, they were giving him all this stuff, Henry Lee Lucas. So he would just, I did that.
Well,
I did that.
He was prolonging the inevitable. But Henry Lee Lucas also was just confessing to things because he wanted to keep from going to jail. It wasn't just that he was getting... It wasn't just that he was like getting things out of it. He did not want to go to jail. He just was like, hey, I can stay here and just keep doing this. And Texas was happy, absolutely happy to unload a ton of cold cases onto him. The state troopers and all that stuff were.
Yeah. Natalie says, they called in the Spanish Inquisition and the comfy chair.
Nobody expects Spanish Inquisition.
Fetch the comfy chair! Yo, that one lady that popped up in that interruption scares me.
Mrs. Grossman.
I don't know where Hexxus is tonight. We couldn't find him, so I brought Vigo.
Oh, the grandfather from House 2. Wasn't he actually a good guy, Ange? I thought he was a good guy, wasn't it? Like the grandfather was.
Scream if you need anything. Ah, coming. We're so busy. I love that movie. Achoo. Son of a sneeze. This ain't exactly the Mississippi. I'm on the
Achoo.
East Bank. I'm on the West Bank.
It's the principle of everything. From now on, every place in every latrine in the kingdom shall be known as John's.
Seriously, we don't know what the hell that thing was about. It actually came out of one of my shows. I don't know.
The best part of that was what's her face? Tracy Ullman. When she's like, latrine.
Oh, that's a nice name.
It's a film. Used to be shithouse.
Yeah, we changed
That's
it at the turn of the
change. It's a good change.
Guess what we're watching tonight?
Oh, I've watched Robin Hood Men in Tights a million times.
He said to blave, which we all know means to bluff.
He said Abe Lincoln. No, I said hey Blinken. Look at yourselves. You've been bamboozled, hoodwinked.
Damn it, I lost my spot.
I could quote that entire movie. I absolutely love Robin Hood Men in Tights.
All right, so when reading the reports, one gets the feeling that Bruno Lüdke didn't want to disappoint Herr Kommissar Franz.
Herr Franz. What is Herr?
Just,
oh no, that's Fraulein. Fraulein would be...
Yeah, Herr Kommissar Franz. And did his best to remember the details of what he supposedly did. So, the questions. Bruno Lüdke may have been feeble-minded, but he wasn't flat-out stupid or anything. After some time, he was very well aware of the questions he had to ask KK Franz in order to get help when he was confessing. This becomes clear from the formal interrogations. When Franz is referring to a point they discussed in an earlier informal interview, he always used a sort of pay attention signal by starting with, I want you to think deeply.
Pay attention. You have to pay attention! Right now! That's how
the other guy who tried to get the crystal skull back from the grandfather.
Oh, okay.
No. No, Soul Reaper from... Oh, dude, yes. From Preacher.
What? Soul Reaper? I haven't seen Preacher.
Oh, so good.
I honestly haven't seen Preacher. I know it's on... I think it's on Hulu right now, and I need to watch it. I've been wanting to watch it. Because it kind of everything... Is it in the same universe as Sandman and Lucifer and all that stuff?
Yeah, it's...
Well, the comic books are.
Vertigo.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait for the new Sandman to come out. I actually started thinking about it more. I was like, I like What's-Her-Face as...
Gwendolyn Christie.
Yeah, as Lucifer.
Yeah.
It's going to be so good.
She's pretty,
Pretty hot.
Yeah. I'd climb that tree.
Game of Thrones. What a woman.
Tormund.
Tormund
is the best. Okay.
Just
okay, guys.
there staring at her on the horse, and she's all, what? And then she chose Jaime Lannister.
Hello, some people may not have seen it.
Hey, you've had your chance.
All right, so we're gonna go to a commercial real fast, and then we're gonna continue. Okay, guys? I'm waiting for the "Hey Ma" guy.
This is Mikey from Out of the Ordinary, and you're watching PBDC TV.
First thing in the morning, when I'm listening to music and getting a little bit of time for some creepy research, I'm always representing with my PBDC merch. What a better way to have a cup of coffee in the morning.
Don't forget to check out our other cool merch at rootsbleedred.com. That's rootsbleedred.com.
This is Professor Edgar Fluffosaurus from Spooky Tales with Steve the Cat, and when I'm not hosting Monster Chat or knocking down small Japanese cities, I'm watching PBDC TV. Now back to the show.
That diva dinosaur that we got.
Dinosaurs!
Dinosaurs! Yay! Alright, so we're going to start back off with when Franz is referring to a point that had been discussed in a previous interview that was not exactly formal. He would have a signal for pay attention, which was usually, I want you to think deeply.
I want you to pay attention!
So when Lüdke did not have a straight answer to a question, he always tried to figure out what was the desired answer that would get him, the praise he wanted. So by asking a semi-rhetorical question, for example, the name of the town is at the tip of my tongue. I must have taken something else, but I can't recall what it was. Or it couldn't have been in the summer. It must have been in the winter. And Franz would jump at it by asking a new or suggestive question by just ending the interview. So in most cases, Lüdke did know the right answer during the next interview. The reconstructions. A man who did not manage to steal a cock from a chicken house without being seen would be the same man. Oh, here we go. So how I did this wrong. So how would a man who couldn't manage to steal a cock from a chicken house without being seen, how could he be the same man that managed to kill 51 women over a period of 15 to 20 years without ever being seen?
Can I say one thing?
Huh.
Gary Ridgway was legally retarded.
Gary Ridgway was he was just he was at 85.
He was just above. He was
Yeah.
Forrest Gump. I'm sorry. That's even more messed up. That's why he did it so well.
His IQ was around 85, and that is below average, but not.
Gary Ridgway was not a smart man. A lot of people and a lot of serial killers are not smart people. They're just good at killing. It doesn't take much to do these things. I know this guy's innocent, but I'm just saying a lot of serial killers have low IQs and all that stuff. I mean, look at what's his face?
Henry Lee Lucas.
Very, very not smart.
And
a simple
Eileen
man.
Wuornos.
Eileen Wuornos was a simple woman too.
Yeah.
Simple-minded.
So the question here is, he was just a petty thief, and he was not even good at that. How could he have gotten away with 51 murders? He traveled through Germany by train, by bike, hiking, hitchhiking, walking around, apparently murdering women in every corner of the country, only to immediately return to Köpenick because nobody there missed him even for one day. Not his mother and not even his boss at work. The truth is, Lüdke had no geographical knowledge of Germany at all and didn't even know how to buy a train ticket. An example. Franz, how did you buy that ticket? Lüdke, simple. I just said I want a ticket to there and there. Franz, but where? Lüdke, I will think about that during the night. So, the next morning. Franz, how did you buy a ticket to that place? Lüdke, I went to the ticket window and asked for a ticket to Silesia.
I get what they're doing with this here, because at the time it wasn't so easy to travel. But if this is now, like, you had to put yourself in that time. You couldn't exactly travel from different places in Germany because of the Nazis and stuff like that. You had to have a reason to go where you're going. You had to have your passes and all this other stuff. If this was now in Germany, I just want to go to
Go ahead.
I just want to go to this city. Yeah, sure. I went to the window and asked for a ticket to this city, and I gave money.
Well, you got to keep in mind that's not what's going on here.
No, I know.
He's coaching him.
No, I understand that.
So this is the next morning. Franz says, how did you buy a ticket to that place? Lüdke, I went to the ticket window and I asked for a ticket to Silesia. And
he just goes, I went to the ticket window and I asked for a ticket to Moscow.
on.
And they're like, you can't go to Moscow. Save
so
Berlin.
Franz said, what is Silesia? Lüdke says, it's a city. Franz says, but Bruno, Silesia is a province. That's more than a city. It's much bigger, with many towns. Lüdke, well, I call that a city.
Well, I went to the window. I asked for a ticket to Hong Kong. Okay. What? Whoa, dude, you're fucking up, bro. Stop. Read the goddamn script.
Pretty much.
That's pretty much what happened here.
So this didn't keep Franz from reporting that Lüdke's knowledge of most places outside of Berlin is amazing. In the whole Lüdke file, there's no mention of any truck driver who took the hitchhiking Lüdke with him. It is ridiculous to even consider the possibility that he even managed to travel in wartime Germany. Between 39 and 43.
That's what I was saying.
In the way that he told Franz, at least. So the police and others were constantly checking every traveler, looking for escaped forced laborers, POWs, yet they didn't find a single policeman who even knew of or checked Lüdke during any of his trips.
Yeah, they like to ask for Zapepas all the time back then, and that the fact that they took this guy on, what did they do? Just basically took him on tour and was like, look what he did, and we're gonna have him.
You did this here, and you did that here,
and they're like,
reenact right here.
You can see the public going, I can't speak out about this because I will be thrown into camp or killed or whatnot. But what the fuck are you guys doing? You could just take him away. You don't have to do any of this.
He's all, no, but I can't.
That's pretty much what's going on here. Like, are you bored? No. Well, then why are you doing all this? There's no reason for you to be doing this. None. You don't have to do this. You don't have to parade this person who is not intelligent in any way, shape, or form, who has a handicap around and coaching them what to say. You don't have to do any of this.
Okay, hold on. This is where it's going to get fun. Lots of fun, long German words, guys.
Sprechen Sie German?
Yeah, this is going to be fun. So, there's no signature for the killer, meaning that there are no clear similarities in the murder cases that would prove that this is the work of one man.
Okay, so before we start, is this...
Sven, where are you?
Yeah, one time he's not here. So what they're trying to do here is what I'm getting at. Are they, because you did have a couple serial killers going on at this time. Are they trying to make sense of the other serial killers and pin it on one guy?
Yes.
And hopefully it's just going to stop?
Yes.
So, okay.
So, here we go. So there was no signature. There was no clear similarities in the cases that prove that it was the work of one man. All cases showed different facts and different ways of killing, different motives.
Yeah, they all had different MOs.
There was no definitive signature. So Dr. Werner told Blau, a Dutch former chief of police who researched the Lüdke case after his retirement, that even the supervising Reichskriminalpolizeiamt never managed to connect the murders. None of the murder scenes had any useful fingerprints.
Well, let me say this. So what we do know about the S-Bahn killer and stuff like that he was actually part of the brown shirts. He was actually part of the SS and everything like that. It sounds like what they're trying to do here is take the heat off a party member.
Yeah.
And other people who were in... Because you had these messed up people coming back, because the whole Death's Head squadron, the whole Death's Head wing of the SS were nothing but serial killers. That's what they got. So when they came back to Germany on leave and stuff like that, they probably murdered a lot of people. And what they're trying to do here is pin stuff on one guy. because it really makes the party, with how bad the party already looked, it makes it look even worse among their own people.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Ticketmaster. Don't think that was around back then.
Not yet.
Hans
well,
and
with those
Franz?
prices, I dare say they were ran by Nazis. I'm not going to lie.
I'd love to travel to Berlin or Hamburg. Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
Who remembers Drop Dead Fred? Of course.
I love Drop Dead Fred. What's his face? The guy who played Fred is actually dead in real life. I think he died like last year. Writing in red, blue ink. What?
I don't know. Speaking as Deutsch. Supposed to be Deutsch. There we go. Well, Hitler had to what?
Parlay. No.
That the country portray that the country was being kept safe to cover up what was really going on at the hands of the SS.
Yeah,
It was the whole precedent for what was being done to the Jews.
It was all that, and the whole purpose of the Death's Head wing of the SS was thousands and thousands of serial killers that they made them into murderers, psychopaths, and sociopaths, and they were like, go out into like Poland and stuff like that, and basically if you find people who are Jewish, gypsies, people who are LGBTQ, all this other stuff, and murder them, just murder them and all this stuff. So
they wouldn't have cared.
They didn't care.
Yeah,
that's what Mengele was the head of it. He was the main one of all of it, and like that's when they came. I can imagine, like that's what I was saying. Like, I can imagine when they actually came back to Germany and stuff like that for leave. That instinct didn't go away.
No.
Serial killers and stuff like that did not stop killing.
Mikey wants to know if the serial killer wore Lederhosen while on his trip.
I can imagine.
God damn it.
Prost.
Stein. He's all...
Yeah.
Stab.
Night, Ange.
Good night, Ange. Good night. Yeah, the SS was full of psychopaths.
Yeah.
While eating bratwurst.
That's all the SS was that.
Was bratwurst?
the Death's Head SS, they were the worst of the worst. I dare say in all history, they were absolutely messed up.
So they never managed to link any of the murders. None of them.
The funny thing is they didn't have to. They could have just did what they had to do, and that was it.
So, here we go. The liquidation of Bruno Lüdke. Bruno Lüdke is liquidated in a police prison in Vienna. This becomes clear from the telex message from KK France, dated the 1st of March, 1944. The reason for this? Due to the Clause 51 situation, he would escape being tried. On the other hand, the phenomenon of a serial killer in the National Socialist police state was unthinkable and had to be kept under the hat. Also, it was very possible that Bruno Lüdke, once on trial, would have understood that Franz could not protect him and would revoke his confessions. Besides that, a lawyer, but also the DA, after a serious study of the files, would come to the conclusion that the whole evidence was questionable at best and based completely on false testimonies. Such a defeat was unthinkable for the RKPA and the RSHA, Kaltenbrunner, especially after the commotion that the Lüdke case caused, even with Himmler. Let me get down here. Yeah, Mengele was horrible.
Mengele was a terrible person.
I can't believe he lived as long as he did.
Well, he never slept.
Good.
After that, he was always on a day to day, always on the run.
He should have been.
So, and they did find his bones. But the Mossad never caught up to him. They never, but he did die.
Don't think yodeling is the right one, but they're out there killing whilst wearing lederhosen and yodeling while eating bratwurst. Isn't yodeling like Switzerland or something?
I don't know. Anyway.
So, in conclusion, this leaves us with questions about how the Lüdke case became what it was. What started as a normal investigation in one normal murder case became the most unbelievable murder case in German criminal history. The truth is that the serial killer, Bruno Lüdke, never existed. All confessions that KK Franz got were false and under duress.
Mm-hmm.
Then why did it happen? It's not that difficult.
He's a scapegoat.
It's not that difficult, as all the necessary ingredients were there. The feeble-minded Lüdke, the ambitious Kriminalkommissar Franz, who was driven by a need for fame and honor, an authority like the Reichskriminalpolizeiamt. There we go.
Your cat.
My cat is being the devil. A system that had no real justice. A system that had no real press. Stop him. A group of failing superiors to Franz. And a group of failing authorities who did not manage to fathom the psyche of Lüdke. After the war, the police did nothing to seriously investigate the serious doubts Kriminalrat Faulhaber had regarding this case. And the movie Nachtwin der Teufel kam.
Natalie's laughing right now.
I know. Everyone can hear Meffy crunching.
He's like,
So there's a movie, Nachtwin der Teufel kam. Completed the portrait of the serial killer Bruno Lüdke, and gave it almost mythical, like put it to mythical proportions, basically. Hey, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
So, in the end, this actually leaves Germany with an additional 51 unsolved murders. You know, among the millions.
This came at a time where you're not gonna be able to solve that.
Yeah. So, a lot of the information that we had today was partially from Murderpedia, but also from Bruno Lüdke. Serie Mor... Oh, gosh. Okay. Serie Mor Dinar. Yeah. Sven, where have you been? I am butchering your language. I am absolutely butchering German right now. Help!
Well, we're done.
We're actually done. So, yeah, if you get the chance, I'm not sure if there's going to be a real way to find the movie. Nachtwin der Teufel kam. And you can totally correct me, Sven.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you,
Cosmo.
Nat. Oh, thank you, Cosmo. Yeah, he looks awesome. Das ist wunderbar. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Nat. All right. So, tomorrow. I don't know if there's anything going on tomorrow, but we might.
We'll do some gaming tomorrow.
We might do some gaming tomorrow, but I am going to be announcing something fun. We did already kind of hint at it. We are going to be doing a costume contest. We're going to put out some details. I might go live just to explain a little bit more. And,
You better Sven! Sorry.
Miss Kitty! Hi, Miss Kitty!
Hi, Miss Kitty Meow. Kitty Meow!
And then Sunday...
Aren't
we gonna... I don't know if I want to talk about that. So I'm not sure what we're gonna talk about.
We're doing Sunday.
We're gonna do something fun on Sunday.
For eating.
And, yes! Stephen P. Kitty Cat is going to be talking about Lovecraft movies. And I'm so excited. I love anything Lovecraftian.
I'm pretty glad it's something that Stephen P. Kitty Cat and I have the exact same views on. Shin Godzilla. One of my favorites, I dare say, aside from Legendary Godzilla. Aside from Legendary Goji, Shin Godzilla is my favorite. I absolutely love it. And I was working that night, and Liz was telling me later on that the whole Steve was talking about bureaucracy and stuff like that in a back chat and everything that we were talking.
It wasn't back chat. It was on the show.
Oh, was it on the show? I'm sorry. That there was the bureaucracy and stuff like that happened. I was like, no, that's actually because each Godzilla movie is supposed to have a whatchamacallit. They're supposed to have a kind of like a little protest. This time it was a protest against Fukushima and stuff like that, and how they did things and it showed like the bureaucracy and how hard it was for them to do. To just to get one thing moving because they didn't want to disrespect anybody and their elders and all their stuff. And I was like, yes! I was like, someone else agrees with me on this movie. I fucking love it. I absolutely love Shin Godzilla. Sorry.
Strip me naked and spank me with a schnitzel, jawohl!
Jawohl, my friend.
Wow, you had to add that extra part in there,
I
huh?
did. It comes out in German.
I can tell by the hair.
With the long hair? That's more Viking.
No, I was talking about the color. And the eyes.
It's the eyes.
Odd Mama's Crypt blew up, so she will be off another week. We may do some reruns, though.
We could cover
Something.
that night. We could do something.
We could do something.
A little something.
Experiment gone wrong. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to give a little sneak peek because it was already posted. Or not sneak peek, I'm just going to say something. So one of the things that Stephen P. Kitty Cat is going to be covering is Reanimator.
What's a Reanimator? I'm kidding.
How dare you, sir! I was so excited about it.
That's a Stephen King book, right? That was originally Stephen King, right? Was it Richard Lehman? I think it was Richard Lehman or Edward Lee.
Eyes twitching.
Was H.P. Humpcraft or whatever that? We could make a porno called H.P. Humpcraft.
Okay.
Oh, we're doing it.
Guys, I think it's time for the show to end. So Kisa said, what happened? Experiment gone wrong? How did you know? Did you hear it when it happened?
All right, we're out. We're done.
Clive Barker, you dolt!
Clive Barker. Honestly, okay.
Can you imagine if Clive Barker did some like
Stephen B.
Lovecraftian
Kitty
stuff?
Cat? He did. Everything he did was
No, I
based
mean
around,
like extra.
the Hellbound Heart.
Anyway, yes,
Hellbound
you're
Heart.
right. You're right.
Well, which is the Hellbound Heart is a Hellraiser. But are you not excited too for the remake? I actually am excited for the remake of Hellraiser because they're finally making them androgynous females, which is what they were in the book.
I'm actually pretty excited about that.
I'm very excited about it.
Although I really, really loved when that chick with the big old knockers dressed up as Pinhead.
Yeah.
Kudos, whoever you are.
You did a great job.
You did a fantastic job. Send me pictures.
Send me nudes.
I don't even care if they're nudes. Send me pictures. Sign it.
Put pins in your boobies or something. I don't know.
I tried to do that earlier and it failed.
All right. We're done.
Love and hugs. HP. I'm really interested to see this HP Humpcraft. Wait, Bob Barker?
Bob Barker. And remember to spay and neuter your dogs, your pets.
Aww.
They haven't done their spooky stuff yet, have they? No, they don't start until the 1st of October. It's not the 1st of October.
I'm so excited.
So.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. Stay tuned. Not tonight, but stay tuned throughout the week for more stuff. And I will be going live tomorrow with a little bit more information on our costume contest.
We'll be back Sunday, too.
And we'll also be back on Sunday.
See you guys later.
Bye.